All right, I want to talk a little bit about developing laser beam focus when you're looking at women. So, quite often when I run into girls, they'll say something like, "Wow, your eyes are really penetrating," or "I feel like you can see through me," or "I noticed you from across the room," or "Your eyes are really shiny," or "They lure me in," or "They're seductive," things like this. And to me, I'm just looking at them. But I know what they're talking about because in the old days, when I was too afraid to look at women or look them in the eye for very long at all, I knew what it was like for a woman to not break her gaze. And what I realized is that in order to be able to look at someone and to not break your gaze, you have to be really comfortable with the idea that someone else is going to break their gaze first. So you have to be willing to kind of look through and sit through some moments of discomfort. And the way to do this is to train yourself not to turn away when there is some sort of perceived conflict that may be happening. For instance, when someone feels uncomfortable with you looking at them, there's some perceived conflict there when they turn away. Like inside your mind, at least in my mind in the beginning, it was, I'm looking at them too long, or I hope they didn't get the wrong idea. You know, things like I would get all nervous that I'd somehow conveyed to them that I was creepy or whatever. And of course, I realize now that, unfortunately for me, that was my mind acting up. But now that I am no longer fearful of doing that, I realize that people really appreciate someone that can look at them directly, because to them it's honest and real, and it's a symbol of being a man when you can look at what you want or just focus on someone when they're talking. I mean, people want to feel heard and they want to feel seen. So that a way to develop that focus is to, every time you look at someone and you're talking to them, you have to look at them until they look away. That's basically it. If you start doing that with everybody that you talk to, you're going to find out really quick what it's like to be someone that doesn't break their gaze. And it's going to be hard because there's a lot of distractions around. You're going to want to look away, especially when you feel maybe a little intimidated, when there's a moment when, I don't know, something happens and you want to look away. Maybe there's something uncomfortable said or whatever. But if you can just look at somebody that you're interacting with and not break that gaze, practice and practice and practice it, it just turns you into a different person in many ways, because you're able to look your fears right in the face. And what better way to practice that than with attractive women? So give that a shot. Let me know how that goes, and I will see you soon.